This video is about showing you a budgeting system that makes it easier to manage your money. It works well for everybody, but it especially works well for couples because you can either combine your finances or you can decide to keep them separate. It works for both and it's whatever you prefer. And I'll show you exactly how it works and why it's easier to keep up with than kind of your traditional budgeting methods. Now, most budgeting systems split your money into like a dozen different categories. So groceries, dining out, clothing, travel. It looks awesome on paper. It's just tedious in real life. You end up tracking every little purchase and you just never end up sticking with it. So that's why I like something that's simpler. It's the fixed flex system. Here's how it works. Fixed is everything you have to pay each month. So it's things like mortgage, rent, utilities, insurance, debt payments, subscriptions. These are predictable expenses. They don't really move around much in cost or timing. Flex is going to be everything else. So it's just the spending that goes up or down depending on the day or what's happening in your life. It could be fun expenses like going out to eat, or it can be not so fun expenses like having to repair the car. With just the two categories, you can see where your money's going. It's one thing to know the idea, so hopefully you got a grasp, but when you finally see where you stand and put your own numbers into it, things are gonna really start to click. So let's take a look at the worksheet that I've made. It's free for you, available down below. But our friends Alex and Sam here on the worksheet, this is their example. For this budget, income just means the money that's actually gonna show up in your bank account after taxes and deductions. Sam is bringing home $1,600 per month. They're paid monthly. And Alex gets paid $1,108, but every other Friday. So they use the calculator on the right-hand side, and that averaged it out to $2,400 a month. $4,000 a month in total is what Sam and Alex bring in. So now let's talk about their fixed expenses. Fixed is anything they've already committed to paying. These are their predictable expenses, right? So they listed them all out here. They have $2,040 of expenses, and then they save $100 a month. You can see it's things like rent, utilities, phone bill, subscription. Just a note, when you have your fixed expenses listed like this, it's pretty easy to pick out a few to get rid of. So now that their fixed expenses are covered, what's left? Well, that's gonna be their flex budget. Their flex budget is gonna cover everything else they do in the month. Buy groceries, get gas, stop for coffee, go out to eat, pay the repair bill on the car. Anytime they have to decide to spend money, whether they want to or not, it's coming out of that flex budget. So for Sam and Alex, the math works out like this. It's $4,000 of income. They have $2,140 of fixed expenses. And so that means they have $1,860 to spend in their flex budget throughout the month. It's great knowing your numbers, but how do we implement this in real life? There's really two common ways to do this. So the first one is joint accounts. In this setup, Sam and Alex, their paychecks are flowing into a joint fixed account and a joint flex account. The fixed account is going to cover all those predictable bills, the savings goals, and then the flex account is where their day-to-day spending comes from. In this setup, everything's pooled together and managed as one household budget. Option two is keeping things more separate. So Sam and Alex would each have their own accounts. Their paychecks would be divided into their own fixed and flex accounts, and each person's fixed accounts would pay their portion of the fixed expenses, those joint fixed expenses. So how they split up those fixed expenses is going to be up to them. It could be a 50-50 split. It could be based on a percentage of income. Say if one person earns more than the other one, it's up to you, however you want to split those fixed expenses up. Then Sam and Alex would each have their own individual flex account, and that account would handle their variable spending throughout the rest of the month. These are just some common setups. You can customize it, whatever fits your needs. Another common one would be a joint fixed account with each partner having a separate flex account. Now, how do we tie it all together? So the easiest way to implement this is to have your paycheck split between your fixed account and your flex account. Send exactly what you need to your fixed account. Those are the predictable expenses, and the remainder to your flex account for spending. But not every employer is gonna let you do this. So if yours doesn't, you actually have a different opportunity. Just have your whole paycheck sent to your fixed account. That way the money's sitting there if a recurring bill comes up and those get paid. From there, when you get to it, you can transfer that money over to your flexed account. And if you're somebody who's trying to reduce your spending each month, this is an opportunity to decide how much money is getting sent over to that flex account for spending. You can route the remainder to your savings account. Actually, that brings up a good point. So emergency savings is something everybody always asks about with this system. I suggest keeping the emergency savings in a separate account over on the side. A couple of reasons here. It's just cleaner when you check your accounts. I personally like it when accounts only have one job, and then I can easily check on how they're doing. It's also gonna stop you from accidentally spending it. If it's connected to your Flex account and the money's there, you might be tempted to spend that. So keep it separate. It'll just receive savings transfers from either your Fix or Flex account. Well, Ideally, it just receives transfers. If you do ever have to spend it because you have abnormally high flex expenses, it happens to everybody, don't feel bad. That's what that savings is there for. Just make a plan to replenish it. So now think, if you're at the checkout line, which card do you grab? I'm gonna suggest you use a debit card for both your fixed and flex accounts, and I'll tell you why. With a debit card connected to an account, it's super easy to see where you stand throughout the month. So you just check the balance. You know exactly how much you have left until payday. If you're somebody who's trying to reduce spending, this method of seeing the balance spend down over the course of the month as you have flex expenses is a great way to gauge and get a better awareness of where your spending levels are. And if you've already spent a lot, maybe you can hold off on some of those discretionary purchases until the next time you get paid. All right, a little self-awareness exercise before this next part. If you are a person who pays off their credit card in full and never carries a balance, you can use a credit card for your fixed expenses in this system. Just make sure your fixed account is set to automatically pay off that credit card each month. If that's not you, no shame, just stick with the debit account. The points and rewards are not worth accidentally paying interest on a credit card, trust me. So in conclusion, that's the fixed flex system. Your fixed expenses are recurring bills that don't really change that much. Your flex expenses are the ones that change from month to month, day to day. All that's kept separate. So divide them up this way. You can cover your essentials and you can keep control of the rest of the money. So it's just a simple structure. It's gonna help you save without overthinking it. And I just wanna say thank you for watching. I'm Jordan Drinkhouse. I do like making money concepts easier to understand for people. I have those free resources down below for download. Let me know in the comments what you thought. I'll see you next time.